It's time for another Dice Tower review with Barry.
Good evening, my children. I am Count Spatula, and I love to count. Shall we count together how many mirrors there are in this house? One mirror. Two mirrors. Three mirrors. Now, let's count how many animals there are in this house. One animal. Two. Hungry.
Good afternoon and welcome to Board Games Everybody Should ... I'm Barry, as you may or may not know, and today I'm looking at a child's game. This one right here. Now, I was a bit dubious when my wife picked this up and shoved it under my nose and said, let's get this. Because I've never heard of it. And it's from Yellow, so my confidence kind of, maybe it is good. This game is called Victor et le Château aux Mille Miroirs. Or if you translate that, that's Victor and the Castle of 1,000 Mirrors. Or if you translate it to the English version, it's actually called Mirror Mansion. So if you're looking for this, it's called Mirror Mansion. Now it's a child's game, and it's a kind of memory game with logic. Now let me stop talking because I'm probably getting really annoying, and let's have a look at the box. So if we open up the box, you can see that the box is actually part of the game. You have these holes all the way around the board. These are your windows, which you can see through, and this is the board. And this is set up on easy mode for the young children. Set up the game will commence like this. You will place the base on top of the lid, and then you will grab the turret tiles. Now the turret tiles are double-sided. They have images on one side and closed windows on another. What you will do is one player will go, okay, candlestick is there. Tomato ketchup is there. The chest is there. And so the images are in the inside of the box and the windows are on the outside of the box. So when you look at it, you can see the windows are closed. Okay, there is one tile, if I can find it, there it is, which is an open window. And it's noted with this bat. Now this is the window that you'll be looking through. So let's finish off the setup here. Next, you will place Victor in any of these spaces that you wish. And then you will have the 4 mirrors. And they're one-sided. And they're easily denoted by the, woo, there's me, hello! Easily denoted by the bat. And there's nothing on the front. So you put these in anywhere you want, randomly. And then what you do is you make sure that each player has 2 of these tokens. One's a positive and one's a negative. Once that's done, setup is ready and let's play. Now the object of the game will be on a player's turn. They'll be moving Victor around the castle, and he will stop in certain places and he'll be going, oh, I've just remembered something. My candles, where are they? It is then up to the player to use their memory to remember which of these turret tiles has the candlestick. Then they have to think, okay, if I'm looking through the window here, how can I manipulate my view so that I see the image of the candlestick? And that's when they move the mirrors. But I'll explain it. Each player will start, let's move this a bit back a bit like that. Each player will have 6 phases on their turn. Well, there are 6 phases on a player's turn. Let's start with phase 1. Phase 1 for the player, the active player, will be to take the open window and any of the other turret cards and swap them over. So in this case I've taken the book, so the book is there now and the open window is there. So a bit of memory. That is phase 1. Phase 2 for the active player would be to roll the dice and then move Victor that many spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to find the glasses. Okay, phase 3 of the active player's turn is they are allowed to move up to 3 of the mirrors, so they make it so that when they look through the open window, which is here, that they can see the glasses. Okay, so for example, I'm going to move that there and I'm going to move that there. And as you can see with the board layout here, the line of sight has been marked with these lines to make it easier to figure out what you're looking at. Phase 4, which doesn't actually happen for the first round of games, so once everybody's had a go, their first go, on the second go phase 4 will commence. Phase 4 is a betting phase. Now phase 4, every player with their tokens will be going, I think they can see the glasses, or I think they can't see the glasses. So they will place the token hidden of what they think the result of the active player is. So in this case, yeah, I think they found the glasses. Whereas the yellow player is saying, no, I don't think they have. So that's phase 4. But as I said, that only comes into play on the second round of the game. Phase 5, the active player will then look through the window and see if they can see their image. At this point they will say, yes, I found it, or no, I haven't. And the other players can verify this if need be. But you got to remember that this board cannot be moved. But for the purposes of this video, I will move the board. So if you look through the window as the dice rolls, can you see the image? Very dark in there, isn't it? Let's try and get a bit more light like that. Well, as you can see, yes, I did find what I was looking for, which was the glasses. So in that case, I would score a point, which is one of these blood gems. And for a bonus point, if I can pull out the tile, wait a minute, let's put this back to where it was. That's how it should be. For a bonus point, if I pull out the tile that is the image, so in this case, my mirror reflecting is here, reflecting here, which is that one. So there you go. I get an extra bonus point gem. So now I have 2 points. And the 6th phase of the game is the betters. Did they guess right? So in this case, the orange player, as he picked it up from the floor, the orange player got it right because they thought they would find what they were looking for, whereas the yellow player didn't. So the orange player would get a point as well. Now the game would carry on in this fashion until in a 4-player game someone has 8 blood gems, or in a 3-player game a player has 10 blood gems, or in a 2-player game a player has 12 blood gems. Now, if a player did get the image wrong, they don't get anything. And again, in this case, the yellow player would have won a blood gem, because if, for example, looking through there, and it wasn't the glasses, it was in fact the garlic, the yellow player would have scored a blood gem. Now the garlic, interesting. There's one of these in the game. As you can see, there's not an image of garlic on the board. If you find the garlic, you lose one of your blood gems. Bye bye. So that's kind of like a booby prize. These question marks basically mean the player on your left can then say, oh, you know what, you try and find the key, or you try and find the crown. So, summing up for Victor and the Chateau of 1,000 Mirrors, or Mirror Mansion. This is a board game that everyone should be a bit reflective about. Yes, I know it's a pun, but the game, for me, is a fantastic game for children. It's light, it's a game of memory, and it's a nice variation of a game of memory, and it's also a game of logic where you've got the reflections of the mirror. The components, as you can see, are wonderful. What would you expect from yellow? But it is fun. My only concern is the longevity of this game with my daughter. Now, at the moment, she is at the base age of 6, which is what the game is recommended for. And she's having a bit of trouble with the logic. I'm not sure if she's having problems with the memory. My dad, on the other hand, he is having a bit of a problem with the memory, but that's another story. The logic for the mirrors does kind of go a bit past her at the moment. So I'm hoping that with time, she'll learn, she'll understand, and she'll play it better and play it more often. But then I think she'll get to an age where she won't play it at all because it'll be too childish for her. Much like, you know, when you played Guess Who, you know, you played it and you played it and played it, and then you get to a point where it's like, what's the point of playing this game? It's useless. But let's talk about making this game a bit harder. This is what I like. On the other side of this, you have a board with no lines of sight, so you can make the game harder that way. There's another way to make the game harder and more interesting. There's a door included in the game. Now, this door can be put anywhere on the board by the player on the left before your turn. So if you've got to find the key, and before you move the mirrors, they place the door. I know where the key is. I'm going to try and stop them so they can't get to it. Nice little idea. And another way to make the game even harder is there's a rule which tells you that you can move the board around. So people's memories of where certain objects are just kind of goes out of your mind. It is fun. I do enjoy this game, but as I said, I am a bit concerned about the longevity. So far, it's going down really well with everyone. It's a game that I would like to keep because it's a game which new people can get into very easily. As I've already said, the components are nice, the artwork is nice, the mechanics are nice. I can't really fault this game. The rules are very, very, very clearly written. I've explained them very clearly as well, I hope. We'll see how the editing gets on. But everything about this game is just 5 stars. But as I said, it's a child's game. Is it going to have the longevity?
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.